So I got this question here from Quanisha, who is one of my VBA members. And VBA is free. It's for photographers and videographers. It's a Discord. I'll tell you about that in a second. But she wanted to know how I hire, what a dysfunctional team member can or cannot do to your team. You guys can cross. It's okay. It's part of it. Yeah. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain to you two different ways that I hire. Number one, for crew, and then number two, for staff. The first thing that I want to offer is how I hire for crew and what I look for. I'm going to look at my notes here for a second so I don't forget anything for you guys. And I want to do more of a very casual video, less dynamic editing, just me telling you how you can win. So the first thing that I want to say is referrals are king or queen, doesn't matter, whatever you think is higher. A referral to me means that you have been vetted for so many different levels that I don't have to do that work myself. So a referral means your character has been vetted. You know, the thing about a character is that you can't learn to be a good person. It was either put into you or it wasn't. So you can learn some habits, you can learn maybe some work ethics, but character is a whole big, that's your operating system, so you have it or you don't. The other thing too about getting a referral is that your experience is vetted. So a lot of people might say, do you know, like somebody at the gym told me, oh, I'm a creative director. She was telling me this. And I was like, but you just told me that you're also a production assistant. Like you cannot be all these different things. Being referred by somebody that I trust and somebody that I respect is, thank you, sorry. They have also vetted your work ethic and what you are able to do on set. So it doesn't matter if you have a lot of experience or you don't. It just matters that you're honest and that you have a work ethic and that you have really good character. And that's where referrals get me that winning shot. Thank you very much. Yeah. And that's where referrals really, really win. The final one with the referrals, that if I trust somebody enough to take their referral, then they're putting their name on the line for the person that they have referred. So what that means is like they really have to trust this person into my business, into my project, and into my money for them to not ruin their reputation with me. So that's how I hire. Referrals first, they get, if it was a point system, they would have 20 points and everybody else would be at 1 or 2 points only. Thank you, man. You can cross, but thanks. The other way that I hire is that I make sure that you pick up the phone. There's a lot of times, there's a stylist that I work with very often, and I had called him and he didn't pick up, but then he texted and he had said, hey, I prefer text versus phone call. That was it. I didn't even respond back to the text. I'm a grown man. You're a grown man. I'm gonna hire you. I'm gonna pay you good money for one of my sets. What do you mean you don't wanna pick up the phone? And if you don't wanna pick up the phone because you're a production assistant, I don't wanna text you. I wanna call you and say, hey, what's your ETA? Hey, when are you gonna get here? Or when can we get that done? It's about communications. And at any point when you are on a crew, you get married to that project. It's intense and then it's done. Like it's like come in, you sprint for like several days and then you're done and you're good to go. I need you to pick up your phone. So if somebody that I'm hiring has a habit of text only, and I understand certain things like you say, running 5 minutes late, you don't have to call me for that one. But if you have a problem with picking up texts, I have a problem with signing your paycheck with my signature. I also want to know, how do you handle situations? I have surely succeeded and failed in these myself. And I do, as like new levels, new devils, okay? One of the things is, how do you react to conflict? How do you react to conflict on set, with your higher ups, with a project, with budget conflicts, time conflicts? How do you react to that? Because if you can't work around a conflict, if you can't move through it, then it's not going to be a very successful shoot. The other part of it is, how do you react to puzzles and problem solving, which kind of goes with the very first one. The third part of this conflict resolution, or knowing their personalities, is how do you react to critique? There are so many people that take critique as an insult, when really the critique should mean, I want you to do better. Thank you, you guys, you can cross, thank you though. But ultimately, when we are hiring somebody, I want you to, whether I hire them for a crew or I hire them for staff within a company, sorry about that. You guys, okay. Finally, Your body is never gonna lie to you. Your body is gonna tell you if somebody is right for you or somebody is not right for you. You have to listen to that. I'm gonna turn this camera around. I don't care, the lighting is better. The other thing that I had to change the camera around a little bit because the lighting, the sun has already set. Beautiful Long Beach, California here. I wanna know how you react to conflict. Do you handle conflict well? Do you sit and pause? Do you take a break from it? I'd like to know how you handle conflict. I wanna know, and these are things that you're not gonna find out initially, but you could potentially find out through the interview process, through the first job together, etc. I also want to know, how do you problem solve, which goes with the whole conflict thing. And the third part, which is really important, is do you think critique is an insult, or do you think critique is, hey, here's how I think you could be a sharper tool, here's how I think that you could be better. So I look at all those before I hire somebody. No matter if I hire somebody for a set or I hire for somebody for a crew, I listen to two key things. Number one is how they talk. I want to know, like, what do they say about other people? I want to know what do they say about past jobs? And I also want to know what my body says at that point. Do I have an intuition? Do I get a certain feeling saying this is going to be a good hire or this is going to be a bad hire? The next part of it, inevitably your business is going to grow and you're going to need to bring people in. And that could be graphic designers, that could be retouchers, that could be video editors, that could be in-house producers, marketers, you name it. So when you bring people in, I always like to bring in 3 people and give them a test. And I've done this before in the past many times, and it surprised me every single time. So if I hire from Fiverr, if I hire from Upwork or another online source, and it's not a referral by any means, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I will hire 3 people. And I will tell each of them that you are not guaranteed hire, you're hired for a contract. And I will give them 2 hours or 4 hours, and I'll give them a project and I'll give them description. But I will not give them a description that will micromanage them. I'll give them enough description for them to figure it out. Then it's up to them. If they can't figure out the whole puzzle, if they're going to contact me and ask additional questions, it is up to them to finish it in the allotted amount of hours, or if they're going to ask for more hours, that's going to tell me something too. It is up to them if they're going to be honest with me and say, hey, Walid, it only took me 2 hours when they had a budget of 4 or 5 hours. I want to know what that is, and you're not going to be punished for it. I just want to know how you work. But how I find these 3 people is automatically I eliminate about 50% of any candidate for any job that is a public post. The reason why is I will go ahead and put a very lengthy job description. If you don't want to read that, then you're not going to be a good candidate for my job. In there, I'm going to say, I want you to put something in the subject line. This is super key for you guys. And I'm going to have you put something in the first line. If you can't do that for me, then I know that you have cut and pasted into 25 different jobs and you're not really loyal to the opportunity. You're loyal to anybody that's going to hire you. And I can surely understand in tough times that you're like, whoever pays me. But a lot of times a business will want somebody that wants to be there. If you don't want to be there, then you don't have to be there. The majority of people, 50% of people at least, are going to do a copy paste. Dear sir or ma'am, to whom it may concern. And I don't want those people working in my business. If you can't read a job, then you're not going to be able to read a job description or a project description. You're not going to be good. So always test them that way, and it's fair. And when you look through all of them, so let's just say you get 25 candidates, 15 of them are dear sir, ma'am, to whom it may concern copy pasters. Only 10 of them are going to be qualified for the job because you want to make sure that they pay attention. Of those 10, you're going to find your top 3. Of those 3, you're going to tell all of them individually, I would like to put you through a test project. There's going to be 3 other people or 2 other people besides you, 3 total. Everybody is getting the same amount. Everybody is getting the same number of hours. Everyone's getting the same project. Every single person is going to be getting paid. So even if you don't get hired, you're going to be paid for that one-off job. And we're not exactly stealing from people and taking their talent away for free. We don't harvest. And then when I look at that, every single time have I been surprised because who I thought was going to be my top choice ended up being number 2 or number 3. And that poor number 3 that almost didn't make the list inevitably always surprises me as number 1 or number 2. You owe it to yourself to do this. But ultimately, no matter how you hire, I want to tell you 2 really important things. Number one, this is not university time, okay? They can go to their uni and they can learn. Now, of course, you're gonna teach them on the job. You're gonna teach them how you do work. But don't get so involved that you become their primary source of education and then your business becomes the secondary source of effort. So you want to build people up, always. You want to teach them your way, you want to teach them new things, but you are not their number one teacher. Oh, pardon me. Thank you. Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay. As it's getting dark, I want to give you a couple more points. Number one, you always want to lead with the business first. Like, you are not their university. You're going to teach them about the business. You're going to teach them new things, but you are not their primary source of education. And then the other thing too is there's 3 seats on every team. Think of your business as a small little rowboat. There are 3 different types of seats or 3 different types of crew members. The first one is going to be somebody who wants to paddle and wants to build with the team. The second one is going to be somebody who's going to sit and look busy. They're not really going to cause damage, but they're really going to slow you down. And then the third one is going to be the person that is drilling holes at the bottom of the boat. You always want to be very aware of who does what. And if you have to do a quick little test sometimes here or there, that's okay also. But it is your job to look at your team members and see who works and who doesn't work. It's your job to make sure they're happy. It is your job to make sure they learn, that they're thriving. And leadership is incredibly lonely. So as you start to hire, keep that in mind. Now, Quanisha asked this question and I thought, you know what, Quanisha, I can answer right here in the Discord. I could make a YouTube video for the whole community. Normally in my Discord, I'm in there typing, or I'm leaving audio messages, or we're doing workshops, or I'm giving freebies. I'm just answering questions. But it's not just me, it's also other people helping each other. So if you want that kind of support in your business, VBA, Visual Business Academy is what the name of the Discord is linked down below. It is 100% free. I'd love to see you in there. And it's a small and growing community of really good, solid people that's gonna support you on this voyage, okay? Thank you, Quanisha, for the question. I'm gonna try to look at the sunset for a quick second, actually. Here, you guys can enjoy some sunset too. It's pretty.